A lot of students who are appearing for different types of exams, they're always confused whether I should go for the first exam or the second exam. Similarly, a lot of students have confusion between whether they should go for CA or they should go for CFA. Hello friends, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career, and I also help students to clear these kind of competitive exams in their first attempt. So today we're going to be talking about what are the major differences between a course CA, Chartered Accountancy, and CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst. Let us look at it with the view of 10 different points. Let us look at the first point. What is the overall course structure? So when we talk about CA is bifurcated into 3 parts. The first part is foundation, intermediary, and final. The CFA course, when we talk about it, it is also bifurcated into 3 parts in the name as level 1, level 2, level 3. What is the overall duration? This is the second point that we are going to be talking about. Chartered Accountancy in India roughly takes around 5 years because you also have to do an articleship in the entire course. So it takes around 5 years to complete a full-fledged Chartered Accountancy course. When we talk about CFA, there has been many changes in the entire course recently, and because of which it is now possible for students to complete the overall course of CFA in 2.5 to 3 years. So that is the second important consideration that every student should look into. The third point, what is the eligibility criteria? So when we talk about CA, a lot of students, they start their preparation immediately after 12th standard, that is 10 plus 2. But when we talk about CA, historically, the students who are going for these kind of exams were doing it after graduation. But now gradually the trend that we see in India, and because of which the institute has also made changes, that you can appear for the exam, CFA level 1 exam, when you are in the second year of your graduation. So if you have a 3-year graduation, so you can appear in the second year. If you have 4-year graduation, you can appear in the third year of your exam. That means 2 years before the completion of your graduation, you can appear for CFA level 1. But to appear for CFA level 2, you need to be a graduate. This is the eligibility criteria for both the courses. Now, what is the registration fee? CA is nominal in terms of the registration charges, roughly around 9,000 to 10,000 is a one-time registration fee that you have to pay to the Chartered Accountancy Institute. But when we talk about CFA, they charge you at level 1 around $350, which is a one-time registration fees. So over here, CFA is slightly costly because it's a global certification. When we talk about the overall cost, so for the exam, we have to look at the overall expense from the institute side for Chartered Accountancy could be around maximum 1 to 1.5 lakh. That means your examination fee, your books fee, all of that. I am not including the cost for the classes or any coaching that you are getting into. If I look at broadly with respect to CFA, so CFA roughly charges you around 1.2 lakhs for level 1. Then you have around $900, which is again roughly 1 lakh for level 2, and again a $900 for level 3. You also have to pay GST in India if you are appearing for CFA. So that would add up to around 3.5 lakh to 4 lakh. That is the overall cost that you might face when you look at the institute cost. So over here also, CFA is slightly costly. The most important consideration, the next point, the fifth point that we are going to be talking about is what is the average salary that we can expect from the both courses. So when we talk about CA, so CA in India ranges from 8 lakhs to 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs also. And in CA, if you are able to clear the final exam in the first attempt or in the second attempt, your salaries will be higher. A lot of companies, they look for candidates who have cleared their exam in the first attempt itself. So they will get a slightly higher package, but the average package is between 8 lakhs to 15 lakhs to 20 lakhs. It ranges, okay, depending upon how good you are as a candidate. When we talk about CFA, okay, CFA, once you complete all the 3 levels, on an average, it ranges from 7 to 12 lakhs or 11 lakhs as a salary for a candidate who has been able to complete all the 3 levels of the examination. It can go up also depending upon if you are working for big institutes, big companies like JP Morgan or Citibank. then your salaries can be slightly higher. Let us go to the next point, the 7th point. What is the average passing percentage when we look at both the courses? So in CA, historically, the pass percentage has been very, very low. And right now also it is around 10 to 15%, that ranges. But when we talk about CFA, and we take the average of all the 3 levels and we look at the overall pass percentages, then it comes to around 40 to 50% as a range. On an average, you can think of it as 45% pass percentage for CFA course. So that's a very good news, because you have more probability of clearing the exam when we look at CFA Institute exam itself. What are the different types of job profile that you can expect after doing CA? CA is, when you look at the overall course structure, majority of the content that you're going to be looking at is going to be related to taxation, law, accounting. Okay, you read a lot about corporate finance also, but major content is driven through these things. So most of the job profile or most of the CAs, they enter into the industry either as an auditor, as a statutory auditor, as an internal auditor. They also go and join accounts team. That is also a very interesting domain where CAs get hired into. They also do a lot of taxation related consulting. They also get an opportunity to work into corporate finance roles. A lot of companies, they if you look at CFOs, they are, most of them as of today is chartered accountants. So that is what the CA as a course hold in the market. When we talk about CFA, okay, it is gradually increasing in terms of its popularity, but the major areas, job areas where you can get into is primarily going to be your corporate finance, your financial planning area. A lot of students after doing CFA also go into risk management area. You can also get into investment banking. This is one of the highlights of CFA, that once you complete it, you have a very good chance of getting into investment banking domain also. So that is with respect to job profile. Both the courses have very different job profiles at a broader level. In terms of recognition, CA Institute has been there for a long time in India. It is widely recognized as the most important certification in finance in India, in Dubai, in Saudi. Also, it has recognition. When we talk about CFA, it is a globally recognized certification, which means that if we are looking to get employed in, say, Australia, if you want to get into Canada or US, CFA will be easily recognized. This is where CA might not be able to help you if you have global aspiration. So recognition for CFA is growing leaps and bounds, and it is widely utilized across the globe. It's a global certification. For Indian Chartered Accountancy, it has some restriction. For example, you might have to give a CPA course to practice in US, which is equivalent to a CA course in India. You get certain exemptions, but you still have to give the exam. When we talk about the exam dates, this is the final point which every student should look into. So the CA exams, all the levels, foundation, intermediate and final, the exams are conducted in May and November. When we talk about CFA, all 3 levels have slightly different pattern. Previously, before 2019, the exams were conducted only 2 times a year. But right now, CFA level 1 is conducted 4 times a year: Feb, May, August and November. Similarly, level 2 and level 3 is conducted twice a year. In some of the years, they have added a 3rd slot also. So generally it is May, August or November. That is what it is. CFA level 3 is slightly different. It goes from May and August, 2 times a year, August and CFA level 3 goes from August till September, Feb. So you have 2 times a year. So that is the broader bifurcation when we look at the examination dates for both the courses CA and CFA. These are the 10 points that we had covered. So broadly, I'll just summarize. So we talked about the course structure, we talked about the duration, we talked about the eligibility, we talked about the registration fees, also the total cost, average salary that you can expect, average passing percentage that you can expect, what are the job profile, what is the recognition of the course, and what are the different exam dates. So I hope this video helps you in making your decision whether you should go for a CA or whether you should go for CFA in your career. Thank you very much, and do subscribe to our channel, and there are a variety of videos which we have been posting constantly. Do watch them also. Thank you.